Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do a video where we compare two remote control rock crawlers that share the same price point and they share the same space in the market. They're both really good and there's a lot to sort of compare and contrast here. So I want to compare the TRX4m with the FCX24. They're both really great. And I had a lot of fun making this video actually. So yeah, let's go ahead. We'll do a quick sort of like desktop comparison. We'll run them. We'll do a couple little competitions between the two and we'll see which one gets the vote. All right, so here they are. We got the TRX4m, the FCX24, and I have a few points that I want to hit on really quick just to compare the two. And we'll start with the body and the appearance. They both come with really nice scale, very detailed hard plastic bodies. They both look really, really great, and honestly I don't think one is significantly better than the other, but I'm gonna probably give the point to the TRX4m. It's just a little bit more scale. It's got a few more molded plastic parts, and the body is molded in the color of whatever you chose, which is cool. If you scratch it, it stays the same color. Whereas on the FCX24, you can see I have a few areas where the paint has been scratched off. Another reason that the TRX4m is going to get the point here is the fact that the body just pops on and off so easily. The clipless body system is, you have a clipless system on both, but on the FCX24 you have these little tabs in here and you have to kind of pinch them. Okay, let's see if I can show them off. You see them right there? You have to kind of pinch them and push them through, and it's just not as easy. It's not incredibly hard or anything, but it's a lot less easy than it would be on the TRX4m, where you can just pop it off and right on. Alright, so when it comes to the features, I think I'm going to have to give the point to the FMS. The reason is that with the FMS, you get portal axles, you get a 2-speed transmission, you get shocks that you can build to be oil filled, and I'll leave a card to my video on how to do that, but once they're built, they're really, really good. I haven't had any leaks or anything like that. These are also beadlock wheels on here, so if you wanted to change the tires but not the wheels, you could totally do that. And yeah, you get a little more for your money with the FMS, with the portals and the 2-speed, and I mean the servo's on the axle and it's actually pretty good. Yeah, you got a little shift servo in there. It's pretty good. With the TRX4m, the only feature that I think is better than what you would get on the FMS is the battery. The battery's a larger capacity and lasts a little bit longer than the one on the FMS. And by a little bit, I mean you get probably about an hour out of this. This one's around the 30-minute range worth of runtime, but if you have two batteries, then you don't really have to worry too much about that. So yeah, the features go to the FMS, and the last sort of chunk of the desktop comparison I wanted to hit is the durability and like the reliability. That point is probably going to have to go to the FMS. I have well over 50 hours on this TRX4m, and this one in particular hasn't been too bad. I haven't had any major issues with the servo like most people do, or the diffs, or you know, these little axle O-rings. I haven't had any major problems there, but I did have the shocks leak, and that's just something that happens on like every TRX4m. So there are more potential quality control issues here, and also some of the screws are 1/16 and some of them are 1.5 mil, so it gets confusing and it's just not the best as far as quality control sometimes with the TRX4m. I have less time on this one, but still a good like 30 plus hours. The FMS has been sort of my main backpack rig lately, and I've had no problems with it at all. So it's going to get the point on the durability and reliability as well. The TRX4 is still really good, but it just has some minor issues that need upgrades or something to fix, and I haven't had anything like that with the FMS to deal with. All right, enough chit chat inside. Let's go ahead and get these two trucks outside. We'll compare them and we'll see how they measure up to one another. Before we get out there, I just want to say that they're both, I already know how this is going to go to some degree. They're both really good. I think I'm going to have a good time with both.
Wanted to point out right here that the FMS FCX24 has to back up right there to make this line, and I'm pretty sure on the TRX4m that the turning radius was good enough to just turn right there. I also wanted to make sure to sort of record some of the rollovers. Usually I'd cut this kind of stuff out, but I feel like if we're comparing, I want to see both of them and where they succeed or don't on whatever line. There you can see I'm able to pop the FMS into low gear. Give me a little bit more control so I don't keep jumping back and forth over that ridge. This is one line where the FMS just couldn't do it. See, yeah, I cut over just because I didn't want to get myself walking, but all I had to do with the TRX4m was just turn, and it got right around, back up onto that rock. Pay attention to this. Look, right up and over. No flips.
right, we just got back from the trails, and it was a lot of fun. It was really cool to compare the two trucks back to back like that. Basically what I did was I took the FMS out into the trails, and then I got to the crawl spot, did the lines that I wanted to do there with the FMS, switched to the TRX4, did the same lines, and then drove the TRX4M out. So you got it really good back-to-back sort of thing with the two, and I'm kind of there. I know I have to sort of make a decision here, but I'm kind of, it's hard for me to favor one versus the other. I think that you get the FMS and you get just so much more for your money. This is going to win the bang for the buck for sure. The portal axles, the bearings, the metal gears, the beadlock wheels, servo on axle, 2-speed. It's really, really, really good. And it costs the same as the TRX4M, and non-leaking oil-filled shocks once you build them. But the TRX4M just kind of really comes through in some areas where the FMS kind of doesn't. The TRX4M, despite the fact that it's slower and you're sort of limited to whatever gear ratio you decide to put in there, it does a little bit better on like the technical performance stuff, and it is much more popular with the aftermarket. So it's like really hard to just say, oh, the FMS is better. So here's what I'm gonna do. As far as bang for your buck, reliable, solid rig, we're gonna go with the FMS. It's more fun to drive down the trail. The 2-speed gives you a lot of versatility. You know, you can go fast down the trail, and then when you get to some rocks or something like that, you can pop into low gear. You get the portal, so you're clearing more stuff. It's really good for that kind of stuff. Now, so for bang for the buck, FMS wins. That's how it's gotta be. Now, the TRX4M has to be good for, let's say you want to do a build, and you wanna choose from a wide array of parts or something like that. The TRX4M has a lot more options. The FMS can be totally built for sure, but with the TRX4M, like you could build 3 of these and have all 3 be completely different. So there's more there for that. And as a platform too, it's really good. You can see in the pull video that this one pulled the FMS pretty easily, and I think it's really just because of how the chassis setup is. It's lower, and it's just able to stay down a lot better than the FMS car was. So it's better in technical lines, and it has a better turning radius. So it's got some edges over the FMS. So I'd say for a build that I would go with the TRX4M. But bang for the buck is going to be the FMS. Stock versus stock, which one would I rather drive? I'm going to go with the FMS just because of the 2-speed, honestly. I really like the fact that I can do 2 types of RC car driving with this very easily, where with this I have to make some compromises. Also, Traxxas did I feel like they kind of cheaped us out. They gave us bushings instead of bearings, and just, you can see how much more that you should be able to get for the money, right? So I would probably take, if they were both just had to be stock and I could only have one, I think I might go for the FMS. But it's a hard call. They're both really good, and I don't think you could go wrong either way. Anyway, with that being said, if you liked the video, give me a like, and if you like this type of content, why don't you subscribe? I have content like this coming out every week, and it's always a good time over here. So anyway, with that being said, thanks for watching as always, and we'll see you in the next one.